I always knew that throughout my travels, I would find new friends and experience new things to help round me out as a person. I met many great people, and I've seen sights that I could only imagine seeing as a child. My small ventures into the wider world are some of my fondest memories, but I could have never predicted how much my life would change with my first visit to Vietnam. When I first met Sunny in late 2018 on that warm, rainy night in Saigon, I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. We were both running a little late for a show that we wanted to see together, and while we struggled to get there on time, I felt right away that I was meeting someone special. She was a warm presence and made it known that she wanted to help me, as friends, throughout the rest of my travels there. We met briefly again towards the tail end of my trip in Saigon, and from that moment forward, I knew that I at least found someone special and wanted to keep her close. After returning home, later that year, I'd gone through one of the more personally difficult periods of my life. To say that it was a struggle would be an understatement. For me, it was truly dark times. But throughout this great challenge, and with the help of my other friends, as well as Sunny, she and I both remained close and became even closer. I guess now is as good a time as any to say, thank you, Sunny, for being there with me and for me during that time. Coming out of the other side of 2019, I could begin to feel the mirth of a dark fog wash away, and vestiges of my former self began to break through. I found myself again, but this time I wasn't alone, and during this time, I felt my heart grow even closer to Sunny. I assumed we both felt that same connection, but I wasn't exactly sure what her feelings were at the time. I was excited, to say the least, when she agreed to join me on another adventure in early 2020. I had always heard of the Ha Giang Loop, those steep mountains carved by tiny, treacherous roads covered in everlasting greenery. This was my chance to see some of that beautiful country in the northern part of Vietnam, and I had a new friend that I trusted very much to accompany me on my own personal tour. In the last remaining days of 2019, I flew to Japan to celebrate the new year with some friends of mine. After this short visit, I continued onward to Vietnam to meet with Sunny and her family in Saigon. She came to get me at the airport, and from there we traveled to her sister's house together before continuing northward. It was during that first initial flight to Hanoi that I knew we had something special. I remember the surge of warmth I felt holding her hand on that airplane ride for the first time, and the everlasting smile she wore the rest of that flight. We both hadn't verbally committed to anything yet, but I knew in my heart that I had found something beyond special. Our trip to and through Ha Giang was a meandering tour through visually powerful landscape. It was truly special, but it was also treacherous at times. However, I always felt safe with her sitting behind me, helping me lead the way. During those long days on that motorbike together, I realized that perhaps she was leading the way a bit longer than I had realized. And on that sad day when I had to return home, I felt a huge, unexpected shift inside. I longed to stay, although I didn't quite know exactly why, but I knew I wanted to get to know Sunny more. Don't go back, I remember telling myself. I really should have listened. On the coattails of my trip, the engines of the pandemic were beginning to churn. Looking back now, it does seem a little silly, but as the weeks rolled onward during that time, I felt like the world was beginning to unravel. We both soon realized we wouldn't see each other again for a long time, a very long time. From the beginning of 2020 to the beginning of 2022, our relationship existed solely online. We grew ever closer to one another, but we both always felt the anxiety of that distance, that uncertainty. We knew that we couldn't see each other until this thing was over, and we had no idea when it would be. But our connection, despite the world working against us, helped us persevere. Near the beginning of 2022, we both knew that we wanted to spend the rest of our lives with each other. Fast forward to June of that year, I was stepping out of the international terminal and seeing her face peek out through the crowd. Seeing her smile again at the airport was one of the happiest days of my life, and I felt this unforgettable mixture of both relief and excitement holding her in my arms again. I knew that despite the turbulence in this world, I was able to come home, and I knew then that home was wherever she and I could be together. Meeting her parents and her family in her hometown made me realize why Sunny was the bright beacon I had come to rely on. Her values are steadfast, she has a generous heart, and has the undying kindling of an adventurous spirit. She inspires me deeply. Getting legally married in Vietnam wasn't easy, and we didn't have much of a timeline to work with, but we managed with the help of family and friends. Throughout our tribulations, I convinced myself more and more that my intuitions were correct and that she was the right woman for me. And here we are today, March 25th, 2023, where we celebrate our love with our family and friends. Sunny, I take a vow to always be the hard rock you can cling to during turbulent times. I vow to respect you, listen to you, and love you in every way I know how. I've been fortunate enough for you to have been my lighthouse during turbulent waters, and in return, I'll do everything I can to give you the peaceful horizons that you deserve. I'm with you through both good times and bad. I'll stand by with you through it all, forever. I love you, Sunny.
Fast forward thinking, would you rewind and let us in? I'll be ready where the pieces fall tonight, if they fall again. Look around here, slow down, we miss a page if we run about. I'll be ready where the pieces fall tonight, if they fall again. It's an honor to wait here, thrown out in the wreckage. Didn't want this in my circling in paces. You gathered all the wreckage and you made this safe and sound. Something about you stands out. There's something about you. Pull me closer now, where you hold it all together, seamless and bound. Run into arms we found, where you hold it all together, hold it all together, safe and sound. Hold it all together, safe and sound.
I was like, I'm with 2 minutes. Are we rapping?
Caught up with facing till the ground beneath them. I'll be ready where the pieces fall from sight, and they fall again. It's an honor to wait here, floating in the wreckage where I'm wanted. When my restless places, you stories untold. There's not a night when our time is
Hello, family and friends. From the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank you for joining us here to celebrate the marriage between Sunny and Anthony. The love we celebrate here today has been brewing since the first rainy night sharing dinner together back in 2018. The long distance between them has been a challenge at times, but their commitment together remains strong. Sometimes I hear my auntie talk to Anthony on the phone, and she laughs at the face I make hearing her sweet words to him. But I know her love is strong, and when they are together, I can see her shine bright. Sunny and Anthony are lucky to have found one another, but luck alone isn't enough to keep a love strong. They work hard together and talk often to help bridge the far distance between them. And from now to the end of time, they hope to grow closer together and to all our new family and friends too. We thank you again for sharing this day with us. Please enjoy the good food, drinks and people here today. Và bây giờ con xin dịch lại bằng tiếng Việt. Xin gửi lời chào đến gia đình và bạn bè. Từ tận đáy lòng của chúng tôi xin gửi lời cảm ơn gia đình, bạn bè gần xa đã đến chung vui để cùng chúc mừng cho đám cưới của Sunny và Anthony. Tình yêu mà chúng ta chúc mừng hôm nay đã nảy nở từ một bữa ăn tối vào đêm mưa vào năm 2018. Khoảng cách xa đã nhiều lần thách thức họ, nhưng cả hai vẫn giữ cho nhau những lời hẹn ước. Thi thoảng tôi nghe dì tôi nói chuyện với Anthony qua điện thoại. Dì ấy cười tươi khi tôi nghe dì tôi nói lời ngọt ngào với Dượng. Nhưng tôi biết tình yêu dì mạnh mẽ đến nhường nào, và khi họ bên cạnh nhau, tôi thấy dì tỏa sáng rực rỡ. Sunny và Anthony may mắn khi tìm thấy nhau, nhưng chỉ may mắn thôi thì không đủ để duy trì một bài hát tình yêu. Họ cùng nhau làm việc chăm chỉ và thường xuyên nói chuyện để giúp thu gọn khoảng cách xa xôi giữa họ. Và từ giờ cho đến hết đời này, họ hy vọng sẽ ngày càng gắn bó với nhau, cũng như với gia đình và bạn bè mới của chúng ta. Một lần nữa, chúng tôi xin cảm ơn họ hàng và bạn bè gần xa đã đến chung vui cùng gia đình chúng tôi. Chúc quý khách có một bữa tiệc ngon miệng và vui vẻ cùng nhau.
My whole world changed from the moment I met you, and it would never be the same. It felt like I knew that I always loved you. From the moment I heard your name, giây phút ấy thật tuyệt vời, khoảnh khắc ta có nhau trong đời.
Love, proud the sun. A monkey grins for me now. To my mood will wait. To my dear husband, you came into my life on those spring days, beginning of 2020, when we had first adventure trip to Hà Giang. Holding hands on the plant and hugging you behind on this motorbike reached to my heart something very special, make me feel safe and loved. We have overcome over 3 years of long-distance relationship with constant encouragement about our bright future and share the same goal together. And now, here you are, my husband. Thank you for choosing me as your wife, for being my best partner forever, for being my future kids' father. And I'm so lucky to have you in my life and to be your wife. Anthony, I promise I will be there for you through ups and downs, support you, take care of you, to be faithful to you, to love you and to honor you always. I love you, my husband, Anthony.
Till I hear you say I do. Chỉ cần mình cùng bên nhau. gian nan sẽ quá mau, anh sẽ mãi luôn che chở em cuộc đời mãi sau. I do love you, yes I do love you. I'll be waiting till I hear you say I do. 'Cause I love you, love you. I'll be by your side till the day I die. I'll be waiting till I hear you say I do. Something old, something new, something wild, something new. I'll be waiting till I hear you say I do. We're shining like a diamond, just look at us now. I wanna hear you say I do.
Best wishes for groom and bride.
Congratulations to
Anthony.
and
Me.
we
Are so
excited to
wish
you and happy
and
I thought you said A.
No, I said and, but it's cool.
Okay. And what did you say?
Happy.
Happy.
marriage.
Life
And prosperous
union
for a
really
long time.